At the end of last year, we had a really exciting thing happen in the life of our church. In November, I had a conversation with a man who told me he wanted to give a large gift to our church of $100,000. As our church board talked about that, we agreed that we wanted to tithe that money and then put the rest toward debt reduction. That brought us to within $65,000 of paying off our mortgage. We then put a call out to our church family and asked them to consider giving to that project, and by the end of the year, we had received $63,000 of the $65,000 we needed. We were able to pay the remaining $2,000 of our mortgage at the beginning of 2014. And so it's really exciting to be in a place where we're debt-free, where the mortgage is paid off. And so over the past number of weeks, several people have come to me with a question. So now that we have all that money, since we paid off the mortgage, what are we planning to do with it? So I've been thinking about that a lot and just wanted to share this with you as we came to this council meeting. First of all, it is a great blessing to be debt-free, to have our mortgage finally paid off. But I think to put this in context, we need to understand that the amount we are paying for our mortgage monthly and the amount we paid for the year, about $89,000, comes to about 7.5% of our budget. And so while it's a great blessing to be free of that mortgage, that amount of money can quickly go to other places, you can imagine. We continue to address growth by trying to manage the facility well and taking care of needs that arise in a 20-year-old building. We continue to add to our staff as we seek to meet the needs of having more and more people. And this fall, we're going to be launching a new site called Mechanicsburg Community Church. Just that new site alone, we've budgeted approximately $150,000 this year toward that site and toward staffing it. I also want you to understand that one of the discussions that we've had as a church board is, now that we're out of debt, how do we go about setting aside enough reserves so that as things arise in the facility, we don't need to dip into our line of credit? And so we're really seeking over the next couple years to increase our operating reserves so that if things happen like a roof needing to be replaced or the parking lot needing to be repaved or the carpet in the FLC needing to be replaced, that we're able to handle that debt. We also are more and more increasingly excited about opportunities we have to partner with people who are carrying out the vision of helping people connect with Jesus. Just last week I had a conversation with a young man who senses a call to missions. He's a Messiah College student, and this summer he's going to be going on a missions project and really senses that God wants to use this time for him to really discern God's call as a full-time missionary. And I told him that we support a number of missionaries and would gladly partner with him. And I share that with you because that's just one example of opportunities that I think are going to be increasing over the next number of years. As McPick Senior Pastor, it's really been a joy for me to watch our church respond financially over the last several years. We've been able to build a significant reserve fund, we've been able to pay off our mortgage, and we've been able to meet our budget each of the last 3 years and exceed it. As we go into the future, I'm really excited about what God has for us and the plan that He's unfolding. And I want to thank you so much for your partnership and for your generosity, which allows us the freedom to truly pursue the vision that God's putting on our hearts.